Earlier in the show, we heard how local organizations are addressing homelessness here in Albuquerque. A group of people living on First Street and now being called a tent city. Neighbors in the area have raised a lot of concerns about crime and other things, Rachel. And your pub, New Mexico Business First, has reported on efforts to revitalize downtown and other things. I'm curious, in your view, if that is the goal here, is downtown being protected by letting this situation sort of get to this point? Could the city have stepped in just a little bit earlier?
There's a real concern here. Some of the coverage that you've seen of this, you've seen nearby business owners saying this presents a health hazard, this presents a crime hazard, and those are very real things. At the same time, Las Cruces has actually sort of sanctioned a tent city with a presence there from social services agencies. It's gotten national media attention for doing so. So I'm wondering if more public officials, including maybe in Albuquerque, will take a look at that and say, homeless people are probably going to set up somewhere. What can we do to, eliminate the impact on the surrounding
I'm glad you said
area?
that, because Rob Nicholas, homeless people are going to set up somewhere. They just are. And that difference between the Las Cruces situation Rachel mentioned, where they have social services literally right beside the tent city to act as a transition. If you just boot these people off of First Street, where are they supposed to go? Aren't they just going to set up somewhere else, for gosh sake?
Well, this is also a larger question, too, about the homeless people themselves. A lot of them are not taking their medications, and that brings up the larger question of how do you force them to?
Or they're self-medicating.
Right. Then the other question too is that I think you're going to have a segment of the homeless population that doesn't want to go to shelters. They would rather go to a tent city where they feel like they can set their own rules.
Right.
So, I mean, and we're seeing that in Santa Fe as well, where I live, where they've got a homeless shelter there that the city has vested a pretty decent chunk of change in, but they kick the homeless people out. I think it's at 8 o'clock every morning. They don't come. They can't come back until 6. So they just hang around the neighborhood, So it's a larger issue all the way around.
Same situation here, Sophie, where the West Side home shelter, they're booted at 6 a.m., brought downtown, and just unloaded onto the world.
That's right. So when we have a larger and sort of a systemic issue here. We do have people who are living in the tent city who are saying things like, I don't feel like the homeless shelter is safe. I've had bad experiences there. This has not been a top priority, despite the problems with our economy and the fact that we did see a rise in homelessness. This has not been a top priority here. I look to the Las Cruces model. I think they've done an extraordinary job there. I also am reminded of the recent news about Utah and how Utah has been extraordinarily successful in finding homes for homeless veterans. And so it seems to me that there are solutions, there are proactive solutions that the city could be looking at, and at this point what we're seeing is they're just planning on tearing it down.
Dan, we're a little short on time now, but we've got Albuquerque heading home. We've got a lot of activity in Albuquerque now that we've really not had before when it comes to homelessness. Getting good results on chronic homeless folks, getting good results for veterans and some others. But what's missing here on this tent city thing?
Well, we've talked about this before at the table, and I'll just be quick. I have traveled a lot with work. We've talked about this. I feel like, me personally, this is my personal opinion, we have an inordinate number of mentally handicapped folks, disadvantaged folks that are homeless in Albuquerque that I haven't seen in other cities larger size.
Gotcha.
And so I think that just hoping that they go somewhere is not the answer here. Something has to be done. I think there's a greater issue in New Mexico that has to be addressed with the homelessness. There's organizations out there like Joy Junction that are working every day to take care of these folks. But it is, I used to office downtown, and it's, we just came back from Seattle. We talked about it last week. I've been to LA. I'm going to New York in a few weeks. Denver. We go downtown Albuquerque. I'm telling you guys, there is an inordinate number of aggressive homeless people that you don't see in these other bigger cities. And Albuquerque is going to have to figure out how to deal with that. The sad part is a lot of these people that you talk to or hear them talking, they're from New Mexico. They're not people that are just showing up here. They're New Mexicans.
That's right. Interesting. Now, thanks for joining us today. Our line panelists will continue the conversation online for this week's On the Clock Extras, and join us online at NewMexicoInFocus.org. I'm Gene Grant. Thanks for tuning in tonight. The staff here at New Mexico in Focus and New Mexico PBS are joining others around the state in mourning the passing of Terry Q. Sayre. She was a longtime weekend morning host on 770 KKOB. And Terry also hosted interview segments here a few years ago on New Mexico PBS and New Mexico in Focus. Our condolences to her family, friends, and people around New Mexico who appreciated her great work. And as always, we appreciate your time and effort to stay informed and engaged. I'm Gene Grant. We'll see you next week. in Focus.